All right, so it's 8:32. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to our Thursday morning gathering brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. My name is Tara Healey, and I'm the program director of Mind the Moment, which is the mindfulness program of Point 32 Health, the parent company of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. And just a warm welcome to everyone, and especially for anyone that might be joining us for the first time, a very special welcome to you. Typically we start these off with a question, but I want to share some difficult news. And it's about our host, Suzanne Palacino. And before I do that, I want us just to arrive, just take 2 minutes or so, and I'll guide this, but just do a very, very short arrival practice, really letting go of everything that's happened so far today and allowing us just to come into this moment. And then we'll do a longer meditation. So take a moment to just find some steadiness of body. That could be seated or standing or lying down. Your eyes can be open or closed. And holding yourself in a way that's upright and engaged, yet at the same time relaxed. So go ahead and take a couple deep breaths, making the exhalation longer than the inhalation. And notice how your body is in this moment. What sensations are making themselves known? What physically are you feeling? That could be points of contact with the back of the body and the surface. It could be a pulsing or vibration. You might be aware of temperature. But whatever the body is offering, simply aware. Allowing and receiving, whether it feels uncomfortable or unpleasant, or if it feels good, a simple allowing and a recognition of what is there. So putting aside what has happened so far this morning and releasing anticipation of what's going to happen next. And just fully allowing yourselves to arrive here in this moment, free of distraction, fully present. And if your eyes were closed, you can take a moment to open the eyes. And again, just a warm welcome to everyone. I want to share the latest news from CaringBridge that came yesterday afternoon. So I know that it's probably likely that many of you were on with me yesterday, where I talked about Suzanne moving into hospice care. Now, for anybody that might be joining for the first time or is newer, Suzanne Palacino had been the host of these sessions. And over the past year and a half or so, a little less than a year and a half, she has been dealing with a difficult cancer diagnosis and took a leave of absence for the month of March. I just wanted to provide that context for anyone that might be newer. And I want to read the latest post yesterday was that she had moved into hospice care. And here is from the afternoon yesterday. So it is with, and this is James, her husband. It is with bottomless sorrow that I am posting that Suzanne has moved on to her next adventure. leaving us to marvel at her life and grieve our loss. Up until last week, she maintained her fierce independence and desire to be an active participant in life. On Marathon Monday, although extremely fatigued, she insisted on walking over the Weston Road Bridge to our favorite watching spot and cheered on our daughter's friend who was running this year. It was such a joy to have her experience a tradition that has been such an important part of our family's history in Wellesley. Even through this past weekend, she was tired, but engaged and chatting with family and friends, and had a visit with Father Bob, one of her favorite priests. As you all know, when Suzanne did something, she was fully committed to giving it all her energy, and she lived her life that way every day. She was engaged and alive and burning bright as long as she was able, and had no desire to give anything but her all every day that she had with us. We plan to have a celebration of life for Suzanne at Wellesley College this summer. And as our plans come together, we will inform all of you. So it is with great sorrow that I share this news. And Suzanne and I led the Thursday morning sessions together. And then on Tuesdays, she led with one of our Mind the Moment instructors. And then on Wednesdays, she was on her own. And it was a meeting format. And she had been involved in our program for 4 years, had grown tremendously in the role, and really had just a lot of love for this community and a passion. She would be on her way to the Dana-Farber for treatment, and she would still lead from her phone as a passenger in the car. And so the loss for our community is just tremendous. And if anybody would like to put a word in the chat that describes Suzanne, as you think of her, what word comes to mind to describe either the impact she had on you or who she was as a person? A bunch of us instructors got together last night to reflect on our time with Suzanne. And one of the things that was really lovely is, and nobody in the Thursday group knew this, but every Thursday before we opened this session, we did a dance together. And I don't even know how or why it started, but we danced. And if one of us was ready to open the Zoom but forgot about it, the other would remind. And so right up until our last session together, which was the end of February, maybe the first week of March, end of February, I think, we danced. And so her joy for life was just an absolute gift. And we'll dedicate our practice today to her and to her memory and to her peaceful passing. And then next week, all the practices on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be devoted to Suzanne and to her memory. But I want to see what people are saying. Yeah, she was uplifting, the dearest friend. Oh, yes. Bright light, gentle and soft. Love the dance and yes. Warm, yes. Peaceful, kind, caring, generous. Yeah. And her love of poetry. And yesterday I read from, oh gosh, not Wendell Berry. She loved Wendell Berry, but O'Donoghue, one of his poems. And today I'll read a Dana Faulds poem, who she also loved. Yeah, it's a tremendous loss. So I Um, I've been doing this with Suzanne. Yes. Yeah. Thank you all for sharing a thought or, you know, I think of Suzanne and I think of her love of life. She loved this life. She loved her family, her husband, her daughters, Nicole and Tara, and her beloved dog, Rocky, who was by her side quite a lot over this past year. And she loved that dog. And I loved how much she loved him. So I think he was just a tremendous comfort to her. Um, yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and move into a practice. I'm going to focus more on body because our emotions are held in the body, and we'll do a body scan together. And all of the merit and the energy and the goodness of our practice will be devoted to Suzanne's passing. So let's go ahead and shift into a posture that feels like it's going to be supportive and helpful. And start by taking a couple deep breaths. Again, just to kind of let the news settle in, to feel the impact of hearing those words. And holding the body in such a way that the spine is straight, but not stiff. Bringing full awareness to the whole body, just noticing how things are. And letting go of the narratives in the head, the talk, and actually drop into the experience of the body. And I'm going to start the body scan at the feet. So bringing awareness to the toes and the tops of the feet and the soles of the feet and the heels. Really bringing full attention and isolating this region of your body, the feet, both the left and the right together. What sensations or lack of sensations are you aware of? And move up to the ankles and the calves and the shins, both the left and the right side together. Bringing any softening, isolating this region of the body, and allowing and receiving whatever sensations you're noticing or lack of. And coming to the knees, so the tops and the sides and the backs. Noticing the knees. And moving to the thighs. And perhaps if you're seated, you're aware of a points of contact. Standing, you might be aware of the muscles, the micro movements required in the thighs to keep you upright. Isolating this part of the body and allowing and receiving. And see if you can soften. Just holding the lower region of the body, the legs, the feet, in your field of awareness. Whether you're seated or standing, you may be noticing some different sensations in that part of the body. And releasing and moving up now to the torso. So the front and the back and internally. So this larger region of the body, isolating this part of the body and noticing sensation. And again, with the same attitude of receptivity and curiosity, allowance. And perhaps highlighting the heart space as we hold Suzanne, the memory of Suzanne, the gifts that she gave us, simply by her presence. And simply by the light that radiated out of her and into us, holding Suzanne in our heart space, wishing for a safe and easy passage. And as we move from this part of the body, moving up now to the shoulders, see if you can release and soften the shoulders, including the upper arms, bringing in the forearms and the hands, resting the arms, and perhaps noticing points of contact with the arms and another part of the body, or the hands touching each other or touching the thighs. What are you aware of in this part of the body? I'm going to have us highlight the hands. So the left and the right, these hands that support us throughout our days. And releasing. And let's come up now to the neck. So the throat and the sides of the neck and the back of the neck. Up over the back of the head and the sides of the head and the top of the head. And coming down now around the face. So forehead and eyes, nose and mouth, jaw and tongue and teeth, chin. See if you can bring some softening to the face and noticing what are the sensations making themselves known, bringing a curiosity, allow, receive. And releasing that, bringing attention now back to whole body awareness. What sensations, what is being expressed in your body in this moment. And holding the news of Suzanne in your heart And let's narrow the focus back to the heart space. And may we be peaceful and at ease. May our hearts be soft and open. May we be safe and protected. And our bodies healthy and strong. And may Suzanne have peace and ease as she passes from this life form into whatever is next. As she passes from this life form that we know into the mystery. May her passage be peaceful. May she feel buoyed and guided by our love and by the love of family and friends. And Suzanne, we wish you peace. We wish you ease. We wish for your well-being always. And we have great gratitude for all the gifts that you offered us, for the gifts that you offered me in friendship. And I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna close out with a poem, and then we'll have a couple minutes. So Suzanne loved Dana Falls, and this is a book called Go In and In. And I need my glasses. So it's simple. It's called Being Present. Breathe, relax, and feel. Take time to slow down the pace of life. Watch the rise and the fall of moods, the birth and the death of dreams. Feelings and sensations seem so real, yet they shift like changing clouds and flow with the high tide out to sea again. Allow it all to be, no need to grasp or to push away. Present with each moment, the whole of you, body, mind, and soul, opens to receive. So I dedicate our practice to Suzanne, and if anybody wants to offer any comments, or if you have a favorite saying or a poet or something that you want to offer, and put the name of it in the chat. In this format, we don't have the opportunity to talk live, but we can chat. So let me see. Suzanne had ovarian cancer. And Colleen, thank you. Oh, David, thank you. Thank you. And welcome to our community. It's, yeah, we've been going strong for 4 years, and Suzanne has hosted for 3, maybe a little bit over 3. She grew quite a lot in the role, and I honestly think it was just one of her favorite things to do. She loved it. She would be literally at the Dana-Farber before treatment doing these sessions, and I don't think people knew that. She kept what was happening pretty close, and she remained incredibly positive, just incredibly positive. And next week, I will not be, I will actually be on a retreat next week, but I know one of our senior instructors, Greg Topakian, who was a friend of Suzanne's and knew Suzanne, will be leading Tuesday, and he'll be sharing some of his thoughts. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, the instructors, not sure which ones, but they are instructors that have had a friendship and a colleague relationship with Suzanne, and they will also dedicate their practice to, yes, and Greg is great. Yeah, they're all, I mean, I feel like our instructor pool is remarkable. So you'll be in really good hands next week with whoever is leading. But yeah, keep any comments coming. The gang of awesome. Oh, Colleen, thanks. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a huge loss. I'm trying to keep it together, but thank you. There can be like a tendency to distract or to not want to fully feel into it. And yet this practice, the beauty of this practice is that it really invites us to hold the emotion, to really feel it fully. And it is how we transform grief. So I'm grateful for this practice. And Suzanne was so grateful for this practice. She had a strong Catholic faith and combined it with these practices, which so greatly supported her. I mean, really, they were a huge gift to her. Batman and Robin. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your kind thought. She will be, yeah, she will be so missed. I didn't even bring any Kleenex over for myself. I don't know what I was thinking. But it's just good to feel. I'm glad I can feel. It's good to feel, and the practice allows for that. Not only allows, encourages. And so as the memories of the loss arise in all of us, may we let that narrative marinate in our bodies, just to feel, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. Yeah. 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 Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. So I'll miss you guys because I'll be on retreat next week. I will be holding this community in thought, and certainly wishing Suzanne easy and peaceful travels. So we're at 9:01, and I just seems like just got a little bit dark. Yeah, much gratitude to everybody. Much gratitude. Sending love and hugs to all. Your messages mean a lot. And by the way, I was able to pass on all the messages that people have sent about Suzanne, just, filling the chat. And I was able to actually let her know a week and a half ago. And she texted me, and that was our last communication, was how this community valued and loved her. And so she got that message. And that was the last communication I had with her about a week and a half ago. All right, everybody. We have a beautiful sunny day, at least here in Massachusetts. And take good care, and I'll see you not next week, but the week after. Okay, bye.